A US court just made a move that could really fundamentally change how AI platforms handle your data.
It is a big one.
So, today we're taking a closer look at the recent court order. It's compelling OpenAI to preserve, well, basically all user conversations. Our mission here is to unpack what this legally mandated data saving actually means for you and for the future of AI privacy. And if you want to stay updated as more AI developments like this unfold, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
Okay, so let's dig into the background a bit. This order, it didn't just appear out of the blue.
Right.
It actually stems from that ongoing copyright lawsuit, the one filed by the New York Times against OpenAI. You probably heard about it.
Yeah, that's been big news.
So as part of that whole legal battle, a federal court has ordered OpenAI to preserve just a massive amount of data. We're talking all ChatGPT user conversations.
And this is where, based on the sources we look at, it gets really eye-opening. This isn't just about chats someone flagged as problematic or something.
No, not at all.
The order specifically includes conversations users thought they deleted, like gone forever.
That's right. And it also includes interactions from the temporary chat mode.
Oh, the one that was supposed to auto-delete after 30 days for privacy?
Exactly that one. OpenAI designed it for safety for privacy planning for that 30-day deletion. But crucially, this court order overrides user opt-outs for data retention too.
Wait, hang on. So even if you explicitly went into your settings, found the toggle and said, nope, don't save my data, this court order forces OpenAI to save it anyway.
So the court order legally compels them to basically bypass their own stated data policies for the sake of evidence preservation.
Now, it is worth mentioning some things aren't affected, like certain services, the ZDR API, for example.
That's more for developers, right?
Yeah, it's a tool designed specifically not to retain user data by default, and because it doesn't store the info in the first place, it's explicitly not covered by this mandate.
Okay, so the news breaks about this order, especially the part about deleted chats and overriding opt-outs.
And then came the flood online.
Yeah, the reaction was immediate and pretty intense.
It's fascinating just seeing the sheer volume, and the range of responses across places like Reddit and Twitter X. People were just sharing their shock everywhere.
Oh, totally. You saw this huge wave of outrage, right? People feeling like their trust was just completely violated.
Yeah,
We saw users sharing really personal stuff, how they use ChatGPT almost like a diary, or, for working through tough things, talking about private secrets, grief, health issues, even mentioning past mistakes they really wouldn't want public. They absolutely expected privacy, especially when they hit delete.
but then on the other side, you had this strong current of what some people called tech realism.
The what did you expect crowd.
Kind of. Those voices arguing, well, maybe users were a bit naive to expect total privacy, the whole idea that if a service is free or cheap, maybe you're the product.
Or just that AI interactions were never truly private to begin with.
Right, that argument came up a lot too.
This seems to clash head-on with OpenAI's own stated privacy policy, doesn't it? The promise of 30-day deletion for temporary chats, the user opt-outs. This court order just flies in the face of those public commitments.
And that conflict, it isn't just, bad PR, it raises some pretty serious tensions with international rules, like the GDPR.
The right to be forgotten.
Exactly. That includes a strong right-to-be-forgotten clause. So you have a U.S. court ordering data preservation that directly contradicts GDPR requirements. That could potentially put OpenAI in a tough spot in Europe, risk of big fines or even making it harder to operate there.
We also saw commentary pointing out that while terms and policies aren't always ironclad promises,
True.
companies can change them, legal orders can override them, your expectation of privacy isn't always guaranteed in practice. Some sources even hinted the lawsuit itself might be less about copyright specifics and more about a power struggle over controlling information in this new AI age.
Interesting perspective.
So, okay, let's zoom out. What does this whole situation really mean for you, the user, and for the wider world of AI?
Well, firstly, you just can't get around the impact on trust. It's huge. If chats you thought were deleted or temporary can be brought back for legal reasons, that fundamentally changes how you might feel sharing anything sensitive with any AI platform going forward.
Definitely makes you think twice.
Second, this is almost certainly going to have big implications for future data privacy policies. Will companies now have to be super explicit, saying, look, legal demands can override your privacy settings? This situation practically screams for more regulatory attention.
Yeah, it really throws a spotlight on this ongoing struggle, doesn't it? The fight for transparency, for user rights in the age of AI. Who actually owns the data from these chats? When exactly can it be accessed or saved or used?
And looking ahead, that specific clash with GDPR, that's definitely something to watch. It could easily spark more regulatory challenges for OpenAI and maybe others too. Plus, we're seeing this whole thing add fuel to the fire for developing alternative AI services, things designed specifically not to keep user data, like local LLMs, running on your own machine, or decentralized options without central servers.
So it really comes down to this question for you listening right now. Do you care if your chats are saved? How would you feel if your most private prompts ended up being reviewed in a court case? It really makes you pause, doesn't it?
It does.
We're learning, maybe the hard way, that we're not just talking to machines anymore. We're leaving these digital footprints with every single interaction. And now it seems, for some people at least, someone is legally required to follow those footprints.